Hi, this is Daily Devotions for Tuesday, September 8th, 2020. I'm here in the sanctuary because I want to talk to you a little bit about what's been going on for us as staff as we're getting ready to offer our first in-person worship services coming up, God willing, September 20th. There's going to be informational videos that's going to come out later in the week, and they'll talk to you about what to expect and how to sign up if you want to come. But I want to talk about something else, something that's kind of been in the back of my mind. Going way back to the beginning of this, it was quite common for me to say somebody or somebody to say to me, boy, I can't wait till we can gather together again in the sanctuary. And the unspoken part of that was that we all expected that our hiatus from worshiping together in this room would be something that would be measured in weeks. And so when we said when we could gather together in this room, the implication behind that, at least on my part, was that I was seeing that as the end of the pandemic, that the pandemic would be over and we could return to everything the way it was before. Now, as we are actually doing this, it takes a lot of preparation because it's really sinking in that we are trying to find a safe way with social distancing and all that to have worship services during the pandemic. A lot of this is really dependent upon stuff that happens outside the church, but some of it is how well we can prepare inside the church as well. And that takes a different tone on this. Those well wishes I had at the beginning of this pandemic really thought differently about what this worship service would be like. And now we're planning to do this service, but in no way is that an indication that the pandemic is over. It is, in fact, the middle of the pandemic. And I heard recently something that was a good reminder to me. We're in the middle of the pandemic, and middles are messy. Middles are messy, and more than that, I think middles are tiring. And I don't mean just spiritually. I'm also mean just in general. Middles are tiring. You know that I'm really enjoying the work and the challenge I get from being involved with Team World Vision, and I've been trying to keep up my running over the summer, and this last weekend I was able to run a 7K, and it was a really good experience. But afterwards I went back and I checked my stats because I suspected something was true, and in fact it's true for just about all my runs. The first quarter of my run was my fastest time. The second fastest time, or the second fastest quarter, was the return stretch. My slowest times are always the middle half. It's that middle half that is so exhausting. You don't know yet how your body will react to the pace you've set. You don't know if you're going to run out of reserve, and so at least for me, I hold back. It's my natural tendency to hold back in the middle, and when I get to the end, I just don't care anymore. I just kind of run for the barn, and I go there. I suspect if I want to be a better runner, the real trick for me will be learning how to run the middle better. There's a Bible verse that reminds me of here in Hebrews at a time when we're trying to run this middle part of the pandemic together. So listen to it with that in mind. Let us run with determination the race that lies before us. Let us keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, on whom our faith depends from beginning to end. Let us run the race with determination, and let us keep our eyes fixed on Jesus from the beginning to the end. Well, that, folks, includes the middle. It includes the middle. So we are going to have in-person worship services. They are going to be different from most any other worship service that you've ever been at a church. They'll be different for you, and they'll be different for us. And it'll be easy to focus on those differences. For some of you, it will not make sense at all for you to come into this building, and that'll be different for you, to want to be here and have to make the decision not to be here. For others, you will choose to be here, but when you come here, it won't have that same feeling as it had before, because so many of the things about, the way we talk with each other, oh my goodness, the sharing of the peace where everybody just roams around and gives people a hug, and all that beauty that we have from that. Even the limitations on singing and wearing masks, all that's going to feel different because we are in the middle of a pandemic. So what should we do? Whether we are at home worshiping online or we are gathered in worship, we should keep our eyes focused on Jesus from beginning to end. And then that middle section, the middle of the pandemic, will be a time for us that will be unique time with Jesus. There is an old poem, I think it's over 100 years old, that has kind of worked its way into my heart. Let me share that with you. But you will not mind the roughness, nor the steepness of the way, nor the chill, unrested morning, nor the sereness of the day. And you will not take a turning to the left or to the right, but go straight ahead into the coming of the night. For the road leads home. Christ is leading us through this pandemic together. Let us stay close to him, and let us learn from this time what it means to be with God in this new way. Amen.